Hey, what's going on everyone, this is Reviews back with another video, and Apple has finally released the first beta of iOS 18.4. Now we have been waiting for this beta for a really long time here. It is finally here and it brings a ton of new features and changes. Now it does not bring the new Siri 2.0 because, as we have reported before, that has had some problems and most likely it will be released with iOS 18.5. Now we could see those features being added down the road with the next betas of iOS 18.4, but there's a 50-50 chance that they will release with 18.4 or just Apple will skip this and move those features to 18.5. But of course we have a ton of other new features, so in this video we're going to talk about more than 20 new features and changes that you will find on your device running the new iOS 18.4. Let's first talk about Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence now is available with iOS 18.4 to a lot more countries. On EU, French, German, Italian, Portuguese for Brazil, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and English for India and Singapore are now available with iOS 18.4. This of course will bring iOS 18's new Apple Intelligence features to most people around the world, so this is amazing. And as you can see right here, it actually still is on beta. Let's see with the release of iOS 18.4 to the public if finally the new Apple Intelligence features will go out of beta. Moving on to the Playground app here. Now with Playground on iOS 18.4, we have the new sketch style. Now it was very weird. This style used to be on the Notes only, so on the Notes app, if you would create something like this, it would give you the ability to choose the sketch style, but not on the Playground app. But now you will find that option whenever you go to create something on the Playground app. On iOS 18.4, when you go to your keyboard and you want to create a new Genmoji, you will now find the button right there, but now it says Genmoji. Previously, you only had that little icon, that little smiley icon. Now you will see a bigger button that also says Genmoji, and you will get this pop-up the first time you open your keyboard to your emoji keyboard. Now here's another feature on iOS 18.4. When you use the tap back feature on your iPhone, whether that's the double tap or the triple tap, whichever one you use, you will now get a pop-up, basically a banner letting you know that you have actually invoked that feature. Let's just try it out. So if I just double tap on the back here, it will take me to the app switcher, and as you could see right there at the top, it will actually show a banner where it will just show you what has happened, what it has done. Back tap right there, you can see it basically shows you the action it has just performed. iOS 18.4 also brings the new ambient music to your control center. Now this is really interesting because if you're playing one of these right here, you can see you have 4 different sounds that you can play, and you can invoke all of them from the control center. You can add them as toggles and invoke them from here, but you won't actually have an ambient music app. You just got these like toggles right here. But if we go to the player here and tap there, it will actually open this app. You can see this is the ambient music app, and from here you will have the basic controls but nothing else. Maybe this will turn into its own app very soon. On the control center, if you're using the widget for your connectivity, you will notice now that the bars right there on the seller toggle will actually indicate the bars that you have on your signal. So if your bars, let's say, are at 2 or 3, it will actually mirror that and it will show you the exact bars that you have for your seller connectivity, and now just show full all the time. Now here we have another feature on iOS 18.4. Now when you're using the microphone or the camera, of course they're being used by one of your apps, you can see that now you will have that dot right there at the dynamic island. Of course, once the dynamic island is being used by another app, you will see the indicator right there. So you can see it right there for the microphone. The same will go for the camera as well. Now here's something really cool. When using the default video player of iOS, when you tap here to go forwards or backwards, you will notice the buttons now have this cool animation. Now I don't know if you can see it here from my finger because I have to tap that, but it has this like really cool rotating animation. There are some changes to the apps as well. For maps, we have 2 different changes. first of all, you can set the default Maps app now on iOS 18.4, but unfortunately this will be available to only EU countries. Another change here for the Maps app is that now when you go to Maps, you can actually choose the preferred language. So you go here and you will be able to actually choose the preferred language if you have multiple languages that you're actually using on your device. So you just go ahead and set any preferred language you want, of course, out of the ones that you're using. If you're using just one language, then you won't see anything here. Talking about default apps, now you can change the translation app. So right here, when you go to your apps and you go to default apps, you will see now translation. Of course, if you have any other translation apps installed on your iPhone, you can just go ahead and choose it here as the default translation app. Moving to the Photos app here, on the Photos app, now we have a new filter. So if we tap right here and go to filters, you will have not in an album. So what this will do is that it will filter your photos library and will just show you the photos that you didn't add to any of the albums that you have on your device. Talking about albums, also when you go here, you will have now this list view and keep photo view, which you can switch directly from here, which is really awesome, and it has a really nice look. So if you want to see the list view, you will have now the new way to actually change how your albums are viewed on the photos library. We also have two different widgets, new widgets for the podcast app. So here we have the one for shows and library as well. They will have these on all three sizes. So basically, if you're choosing this one right here for the library, you can go ahead and choose here what you want to display. So you can display a single show there, and then you will have this other one right here that you will have for your library. Actually, that one was for the show. So if we go for the library, then you can choose what you want to see here. So you will have your saved episodes, the latest episodes, or the download episodes, whichever ones you want to actually display on your home screen. We have new actions on the Shortcut app as well. You will have new actions for the Messages app, an action that will allow you to actually open a certain conversation. So you just search for Messages, you go there, and then you will have Open Conversation at the top. You can choose to basically create a shortcut which allows you to go straight to a certain conversation that you have on your iMessage app. And finally, the animation when going out of the notification center is actually way better. Now this has been glitchy for a long time. Now it's actually improved and you will get a much smoother animation when going out of your notification center. On Apple News Plus, we get recipes now. So when you go here, you will see the recipes. So you will have basically a search bar right there. Then you will have all kinds of different categories that you can go through. And then you will also have here free recipes, which you can of course just open and discover them from there. You can choose to cook, save this, or maybe even share it with someone. And you will get all the details right here, which in my opinion is pretty cool and a very nice addition to the News app. The blur also has been fixed for the app library. Now when you go to the app library, you will see the blur, which actually looks how it's supposed to. It looks really nice. That also has been broken for a really long time on iOS 18. Now with iOS 18, we got the new Mail app on the iPhone, all the categorization and all that. Now this app has made it to iPad as well. So with 18.4, iPadOS 18.4, you will get the new Mail app on your iPad as well. And last but not least, the CarPlay has also been updated. A lot of users are reporting that they have gotten a third row of icons on the CarPlay interface. You know that is just 2 rows of icons. Now with the new update, you will have 3 rows of icons, letting just your Apple CarPlay to have more icons on one screen. So now that iOS 18.4 is here with the first beta, when can we expect to see this update getting released to the public? Well, we know it will be in April. So what happens here? So yesterday it was released. I believe that the 3rd of March right here will be the date that we get the second beta. Most likely we will go through 3, 4, maybe 5 betas, and then the RC version somewhere around here. And in my opinion, the 14th or 15th of April should be the dates that we get iOS 18.4 released to the public. Hopefully, Apple will continue this trend. As with the first beta, we got some really cool new features. Hopefully, they will continue like this with the next betas as well. It will be awesome, and it will be, of course, a great update, even if we don't get the new Siri features. So that is it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you on the next one.